Hi, good morning to everyone. In previous class, we discussed about what is rolling mill and types of rolling mill and rolling pass, okay, and different types of roll passes, okay. Their advantage and disadvantage and roll products we discussed, okay. In today class, we discussed about forces in rolling and power requirements. Okay, I discuss this forces and power requirements in rolling process. Okay, during the rolling process, we have to apply some forces on the material. What is the need of force in rolling force? Nothing but whenever we have the workpiece is passed in between the two rollers, what happened? The deformation process is taken place. Due to this, for deformation process, we have to apply some force. Due to that force only, the deformation process will occur. Okay, and coming to power requirement, to rotate the rollers, okay, we need some power. Based on that, required amount of force and torque, based on that we are calculating the power requirements. Okay, how much amount of force is needed to compress the required given workpiece. Based on that we have to calculate the power. Okay, coming to introduction, here the figure 1 indicates the rolling process. Here we consider a flat rolling process for analysis of force and power requirements. Observe here it consists of two rollers, that is upper roller and bottom roller. In between these two rollers we are sending a workpiece for the rolling, that is the thickness of the workpiece is reduced by passing in between the two rollers. Okay, due to this what happened, the thickness will be decreasing, in the same time the length of the workpiece will be increasing. Okay, like that the rolling process is carried. Okay, coming to another diagram, here we given some parameters. Okay, that is it giving the side view of the flat rolling, indicating before and after thickness, working velocities, that is angle of contact with rolls and other features observed in mainly we have to note down, that is theta is nothing but angle of bite is known as angle of bite, that is if this point to this point we consider some angle, that angle is known as angle of bite is known as the contact of the roller surface and the workpiece at the starting point and the exit point, that is leaving point. Some curve, that is touch point, contact area will happen on the rolling surface, that can be measured in some angle is known as theta. Next, where r is the roller radius, that is from center to the surface of the roller is known as radius, and here I am mentioning p is the roll pressure, some amount of pressure is applied on the workpiece is indicated by p. Next, coming to VR is nothing but surface surface velocity of roller, that is mentioned by VR, V suffix R. Next, coming to T0 is the initial thickness, that is or starting thickness of the work part. Next, TF is the final thickness of the work part. Next, V0 is the initial velocity of work part. Next, VF is the final velocity of work part, that is here VF is greater than the V0 due to the some amount of length increase. Due to this, at the time of length increase, the velocity will be increased. Next, L is equals to length of contact at the starting point to the ending point. Okay, these are the different parameters we used in analysis of power and force. Okay, coming to flat rolling and its analysis. In flat rolling, illustrated in figure 1 and 2, up to now we discussed about figure 1 and 2, that is what is rolling process and how the workpiece is carried in between the two rollers and different parameters in the working process. Next, it involves the rolling of slabs, strips, sheets and plates, work parts of rectangular cross section in which the width is greater than thickness, for we consider as flats or slabs. Okay, that used in flat rolling. Okay, next, in flat rolling the workpiece is squeezed between the two rollers. Okay, due to this action of compressive forces on the work material, what happened here, some amount of friction will be developed on the workpiece and the roller. Due to this, what happened? The compressive forces act on the material. Due to this, the friction will be occur. By using that friction, the workpiece will move to forward. Due to this, what happened? The squeezing action of the workpiece will occur. Okay. Next, so that the thickness is reduced by an amount is called draft. Okay. Whenever we pass the workpiece in between the two rollers, here the amount of thickness will be reduced. Due to the reduced thickness is known as draft. Here it is expressed in terms of equation, that is d is equals to T naught minus Tf, where T naught is equals to initial thickness or starting thickness, and Tf is equals to final thickness. We can measure it in terms of mm or inches, and d is equals to draft. Okay. Next, draft in sometimes can be expressed as a fraction of starting stock thickness, that is called reduction. It can be expressed in terms of mathematical representation, that is R is equals to d by T naught, where R is equals to reduction. Next, when a series of rolling operations are used, that is reduction is taken as a sum of the drafts divided by original thickness. Based on this expression, we have to calculate the reduction or draft. Okay. We are generally we know the term of T naught, initial thickness. We can measure before the rolling process. By using this, we can calculate the reduction. Suppose if initial and final thickness we note by using the draft. Based on this, we will calculate the reduction. Next, coming to, in addition to thickness reduction, rolling is equally increases work width. Okay. Due to the already we discussed in the rolling process introduction class, due to the applying of forces on the workpiece, direct forces, it will elongates in either x or y direction. Suppose in case of we applying in z direction, the expansion will be occur in both x and y direction. Okay, perpendicular to the applied force of the direction, the elongation will be occur. Okay, the same way here also happened. Next, this is called spreading. Suppose in case of width increases, okay, it is called spreading, and it tends to most pronounced with low width to thickness ratio and low coefficient of friction that should be maintained. Next, conservation of matter is preserved so that the volume of metal exiting rolls equal to the volume of entering ins. Okay. In this process, the volume at initial and final of the rolling before and after rolling process, the volume is constant, the volume is not changed. That is, the shape and size just only the shape will be changing and size, but the volume cannot change in this process. Okay, that is, we can represent it in terms of equation, that is T naught v W naught into L naught is equals to Tf into Wf into Lf, where T naught is equals to initial thickness and W naught is equals to initial width and L naught is equals to length, that is the same term represented in final values. Okay. Next, similarly, before and after volume rates of the material flow must be same, that is before and after velocities can be related in the same way. T naught W naught V naught is equals to Tf Wf Vf. Here V naught and Vf are the initial and final velocities of work part. Okay. Next, the rolls contact the work along the arc is defined by an angle theta. Okay, that is known as angle of bite. Next, each roll has radius, that is r, and its rotational speed is given as Vr. It is the parameters of rolling. Next, the velocity is greater than the entering speed of the work, that is V naught is less than its Vf, because here the velocity will increase due to the expansion of the workpiece. Due to this, what happened, the exiting velocity increases. Next, since the metal flow is continuous, there is a gradual change in velocity of the work between the rollers. Okay. Next, however, there is one point along the arc where work velocity equals to roll velocity. Work velocity is equals to roll velocity. That point is known as neutral point or no slip point. That point, the velocities of both roller and work is equal. Okay, at that point there is no slip occur, that is slip is 0. Okay, on either side of the point the slipping and friction occur between the roll and work. Due to this slipping and friction, the workpiece will move to the forward. Next, the amount of slip between the roll and work can be measured by means of forward slip. Okay, and a term used in rolling that is defined as S is equals to Vf minus Vr by Vr, where Vf is the initial final velocity, Vr equals to surface velocity. Okay, S is equals to forward slip. Based on that, we will calculate the slip value. Suppose in case of we consider previous consideration at neutral point, Vf is Vr, that is work velocity and surface roll velocity is same. At that point, what happened? The slippage will 0, that is the slip edge at neutral point is 0. Okay. Next, the true strain experienced by the work in rolling and based on the before and after stocking thickness. By considering this, we will calculate the strain in the rolling process, that is it is denoted by epsilon is equals to ln of T naught by Tf. It is the expression for calculating the true strain. Okay. Next, consider the true strain can be used to determine the average flow stress. Okay, that is applied to the work material in flat rolling. Based on this, we will calculate the average flow stress, that is yf bar is equals to k into epsilon e power n by epsilon power n by 1 plus n. By using this formula, we can calculate the average flow stress. Next, the average flow stress is used to compute the estimation of force and power in the requirement. In force equation, we will calculate the the average flow stress. By using the force, we can calculate the power. Okay. Next, friction in rolling occurs with a certain coefficient of friction, and the compression force on the rolls multiplied by the coefficient of friction results a fraction force between the rolls and work. By using this, we will calculate the force. Okay. Next, on the entrance side of the no slip point, friction force is one direction and another side is in opposite direction. Suppose in first diagram we consider at neutral point, that before is known as starting, and after the neutral point is another form, that is other side. The friction force is in one direction and before the neutral point, and after neutral point it will change, that is in opposite direction will occur. But that in these two directions the force is not equal. Next, if this were not case, rolling would not be possible. Suppose, however, the two forces are not equal. The friction force of the entrance side is greater than the exit side. Based on this principle, the workpiece is moved to forward. Otherwise, what happens? The slippage of the workpiece occur. The rolling process cannot be carried. Okay. Next, there is a limit to the maximum possible drop that can be accomplished in flat rolling with a given coefficient of friction. That is, it is defined as d max is equals to m square into r, where r is equals to radius of roller and m is equals to coefficient of friction. D max equals to maximum draft. Based on this, we will calculate the maximum draft. Suppose in case of the coefficient of friction value is 0, what happened? The draft is 0. Without friction, we cannot compute the rolling process. Next, the coefficient of friction in rolling depends on lubrication of work material and work temperature. In cold rolling, the value of coefficient of friction is 0. In case of warm working, 0.2. In case of hot rolling, it is 0. Based on the temperature of the working process, it will be vary the coefficient of friction. Okay. Next, hot rolling is characterized by a condition called stickling. Okay. In which hot work surface adheres to the rolling. During the rolling process, what happened? The temperature of the work material is increased. Due to this, what happened? The sticking of the workpiece with the roller will happen. Okay. The condition often occurs in the rolling of steel and high temperature alloys. Mainly occurs in high temperature alloys and steels. The condition of sticking will occur. Okay, when sticking occurs, the coefficient of friction as taken as 0. That is, the high value of coefficient friction will occur. Due to this, the sticking will happen. The consequence of sticking is that the surface layer of the work is restricted to move the same speed as the roll speed, that is wear, and below the surface the formation is more. Okay, severe in order to allow pass of piece the roll. It is one of the disadvantages. Okay, next, suppose given a coefficient of friction sufficient to perform rolling, roll force required to maintain separation between the two rollers can be computed by integrating unit roll pressure shown as overall the contact area. This can be expressed in terms of F is equals to W into integral 0 to L, that is P into dl. The dl is equals to changing length, and the length we can taken as number of fractions, that is 0 to L. Suppose the starting point is 0 and ending point is L. By using this expression we can calculate the force. Okay, next, where F is equals to for rolling force, W equals to width of the work being rolled, P is equals to roll pressure, and L is equals to length of contact between the rolls and workpiece. By using this equation we will calculate the force. Okay, force at each and every point. Next, the integration requires two separate terms of one for either side of the neutral point. Variation in roll pressure along the coefficient of length is significant. By using we can vary the force at each and every point. It will be changed. As it says, the variation can be obtained from the plot in a graph. Okay, the pressure reaches a maximum point known as neutral point, and the trails off on either side of the entrance and exit. It is the peak pressure at the neutral point. At that point there is no slippage will occur. As friction increases, the maximum pressure increases relative to entrance and exit values. Okay, as friction decreases, the neutral point shifts away from the entrance and towards the exit. Okay, and maintain the net pull force in the direction of rolling. Otherwise, with low friction, the work will rather than between the rolls. An approximation of this result obtained by equation can be calculated based on the average flow stress that can be expressed F is equals to YF bar into W into L. By using this equation, we will calculate the force on the workpiece by the rollers. Okay, F is equals to YF bar W and into L. Okay, the peak pressure is located at neutral point. The area beneath the curve representing the integration is the rolling force, where YF bar is equals to average flow stress in terms of units, that is megapascal or pounds per inch square, and the product WL is the roll work contact area. Next, observed in this diagram, it is the starting point of the contact of workpiece and roller. At this point the pressure is suppose at this point the pressure is low. By applying forces continuously on the workpiece, what happened, the pressure value increases gradually. At this peak point, that is here, the friction between the workpiece and roller is maximum, and the maximum amount of pressure, it is known as peak pressure. After that, what happened, the pressure gradually decreases. Here what happened, here the friction force is more, and here less. That is, because of this, what happened, the work will flow from entrance to exit. Okay, that is known as typical variation in pressure along with the length of flat rolling. Okay, based on this we will calculate the pressure. Next, the contact length can be approximated by this equation. L is equals to root of R into T0 minus Tf, where R equals to radius of roller and T0 and Tf is the initial and final thickness of the workpiece. By using this equation, we can calculate the contact length, that is starting point and ending point of the workpiece with the contact of roller. Next, the torque in rolling can be estimated by assuming that the roll force is centered. Okay, the roll force is centered on the workpiece and it passes between the rolls. okay, and that it act as a moment or of one of the contact length. That the torque for each roll can be expressed is T is equals to 0.5 into FL, and generally torque equals force into distance, but here we taken as 0.5 for this torque is for only one roller. Okay, that's why we mentioned as 0.5 in front of the equation, where F is equals to force and L is equals to length of the contact. Okay, next the power required to drive each roll is the product of the torque and angular velocity. By using this equation we will calculate the power, okay, where angular velocity is 2 pi n, okay, where n is equals to rotational speed on the roll. Okay, next, thus the power for each roll is 2 pi nt by 60, generally torque equation in terms of kilowatts. Next, substituting this equation in torque, that can be expressed by doubling the value to the account for uh, each factor of the rolling mill consists of two power rollers. We get following this equation, that is power equals to 2 pi n f into L. Okay, T in terms of E defined as FL. Generally in previous equation torque equals to we taken as 0.5 into F into L for one roller, but here we are calculating for two rollers. In this case we taken as 2 pi n into FL. Okay, next, where P is equals to power, we can taken as joule per second is considered as watt. Joule per second is known as watt. Next, n is equals to rotational speed. Next, F is equals to rolling force. L equals to contact length. Okay, it is about force and power requirements in rolling process. We consider as flat rolling. All these formulas is based on the flat rolling process. Okay, thank you. In next session we will discuss about rolling defects. Okay, defects in rolling process. Okay, thank you.